Good evening, everybody. Hope you are well. It's just me tonight. As always, welcome to the preview show. Adam and Ryan have gone off. They're enjoying themselves. Ryan's sunning himself in Menorca. Adam's gone to the coast with his wife. Both of them expecting children, so they're both having a little break before their lives are changed forever. Thank you to everybody who is in the chat. It's going to be quite interesting hosting this on my own. I haven't done it for quite a while. So, yeah, bear with me while I try and keep all the controls going. It is super windy today. I've also having to use, again, the webcam on my laptop rather than the main camera. I don't know why, but for whatever reason, the cable decided not to work, and I didn't have a backup cable. Anyway, we are here. Hopefully, everything is all good. Yes, thank you, Glenn. There is a trim. I have had a decent haircut last week. So, yes, thank you to everyone that's in the chat already. Looks like most of the regulars are in there. And hope you've all had a good week. It's been quite an interesting week in the world of golf. The kind of the wind down from the Ryder Cup. Obviously, we had the Alfred Dunhill Links Championship last week, which we'll get to in a minute. Two good events to look forward to this week. So it's that kind of transitional time of the season, isn't it, where all the big stuff has happened and we just kind of tick over. We start to see a few new players coming through, those that obviously just got their tour cards and really keen to make an impression. Obviously, in order to get your tour card at tour school, you have to be playing really, really well. So often a lot of people carry that form through into the first few weeks of the season, and you start to get a few new winners, a few new people topping up in there. Stephen Phillips, good evening. Marcus, good evening. Hope you are well. Love all the scores in the intro. I bet you do, Kieran. Yeah, you're going to enjoy that leaderboard every single week until the new season finishes and we reset the points, and potentially we're going to have a new leaderboard up there in the intro. I hope you're all enjoying the intro. Put that together. It didn't take me a whole load of time to put it together. Just got some bits from some old preview shows and put them together. Just thought I'd freshen it up a little bit. So let's start, as we always do, with the roundup from last week. So obviously the last week was the Alfred Dunhill Links Championship, obviously the home of golf, St Andrews. They're also playing Carnoustie and Kingsbarns, three fantastic golf courses, and the guys looked like they were in some fantastic conditions and also some really tough conditions, and it was all about which course do you play on which day. It was a really fascinating event. I love watching it. I love watching all the pros and the celebrities joining in, and the winner was Danny Willett. So congratulations to Danny Willett. Obviously, he's been kind of out in the doldrums a little bit. His form has dipped ever since he won the Masters. Winning that green jacket obviously meant so much to him, changed his life, changed everything about his golf career massively. And he's done, trying to then sort of keep that form and trying to keep things going is very, very difficult. Right, let's get through to the picks from last week. I'm just going to just realise that I wasn't on the screen in miniature form, so I'm just putting myself in there. As you know, we're all sort of still learning on the old OBS. Adam did a fantastic job last week. So let's look at the points. Now, first of all, I have to say, I haven't seen Rosansky in the chat tonight, and I haven't seen Matt Savage, Savo, in the chat this evening, but I have to make apologies in advance because Ryan didn't get their picks through to his computer, and when he sat down last night to do the scores, he realised that they were both on Facebook, and of course he couldn't access Facebook or WhatsApp last night even though he was in Spain, so they have a question mark at the moment, which means that Richard Hodge and Adzi and James Wade and Ryan and Adam and Dominic, all those minus points are just bumped up a little bit because we've got a couple of question marks. So I don't really know what a good score is. I felt like I did okay last week with my picks, and I got a score you can see in here of 12.5, and I thought, I think that's quite a good score, because if I times that by 100, that would have been a good score, sort of 1,200 points, 1,250 points. But we see Glenn Taylor storming into the lead early on with 350 points. Fantastic return. And again, Daddy Trett beating Adam quite convincingly. Marcus Lee having a very quiet first week. Andy Kemp, Mark McLaughlin there having a good week. Stephen Phillips, again a new player. Congratulations for a good second place on your first showing. Hey, is Harrington's in the chat? He's got a cocktail and it looks like he is on an island. Fantastic. So where does that leave us at the overall table, first of all? So quite a convincing lead for me at the start. Oh, James Peck is saying he had picks on Facebook too. Okay, brilliant, James. We'll get Ryan on the case with that as well, James. Try and get your picks into the chat in here in a moment. And then Ryan has got no excuses. They are right there. They are in. He can put them in his spreadsheet. He might even have his spreadsheet open with his pina colada in one hand and his finger on the mouse on the other. You never know. So there's our PJ Life overall table so far. I'm just going to make myself a little smaller before I transition across to this, which is, of course, your table. And Glenn Taylor obviously sits atop that. This is the first week of the new season. So, yeah, James Peck, make sure you make some picks again this week. We'll make sure we go back and add your picks into the spreadsheet for last week. That is not a problem. Get you on that leaderboard. Keep playing, keep picking. Fantastic stuff. So, yeah, again, it's so good to see so many people joining in. Here I come back onto the screen again in full glory. There we are. Okay, so Adam has sent us a video in, which I have just realised that I hadn't queued in, but I'm going to queue that in right now. So I'm just going to get rid of this, and I'm just going to find his video that he sent earlier. There he is. Is that the one? Is that the one? Let's have a look. I'm not sure if it is the one. Let's just talk amongst yourselves for a second while I just find Adam's video. Lovely. Just getting some thumbs up in there. Right, let's find that video that Adam did. Shriners Adam, there it is, shrinersadam.mov. Why is this not? Are you not playing? No, it's not. Doesn't want to play. Oh dear. Right. Shall have one last attempt at this. Hey ho. Bizarre, why it's not letting me play. Anyway, last chance saloon for Adams. Discard. Oh, I'd even edited it down as well. This is one of the things that I should have done before we came on air. So apologies, guys. Here he is. Yeah, it's not coming. Oh, here we go. There he is. Right. Okay. Let's start that again. Hold on. Okay. Right. Let's pretend all that never happened. Just skip back 35 seconds in your life. And here comes Adam.
So thanks for that, Si. Sorry, guys. Back on the camera this week. After such a success with OBS last week, Simon's back in control this week. So I'm away for the night, so just trying to get these picks in. So we've got the Spanish Open. John Rahm is at home for the Spanish Open. Bernd Wiesberger's in the field as well, plus a star-studded lineup from the European Tour. But we're going to return to the PGA Tour. We're going to Vegas this week for the Shriners Children's Open. Now, really, sort of on this wraparound season, it's that sort of one that everybody starts to filter back in. Some of the big names start to drop back in. But I'm going to go with two guys that are a little bit specialists around that golf course. So Kevin Na, won there before, likes that part of the country. So let's go with him with 50 points. And I'm going with Brian Harman. The left-hander, so you'll be a big fan of that pick with 50 points as well. So 30-1 for Kevin Na, 70-1 for Brian Harman. So those are my two picks. This week's golf course is what you'd class as a typical desert style course, so nice and green, runoff areas that you can see, some deep bushes in places, some stunning views, some great elevation drops. A really lovely golf course to get on the TV this week when our weather doesn't quite look as good. However, the weather for Ryan is probably looking a bit better. Me and Simon have sent him some encouraging words that we really hope he's having a nice time. Sort of. So that's all from me. I'll be back next week, guys, on the live stream. There is a video coming this week from Project Win as well. And then me and you, Si, we're playing together this week. So we've been paired together. So I'll tell you more about that. I'll speak to you next week.
Here we go. Thank you for that, Adam. Amazing. So, yes, Spanish Open on the European Tour. John Rahm defending the title. Obviously, that is always one. Spanish always seem to play well in their home events. A bit like the South African events. When the tour goes to South Africa, you often find that South African players come to the fore. And potentially, there's going to be another Spanish winner. Obviously, we've got plenty of Spanish players in form. But we are concentrating on the Shriners TPC Summerland. A lot of you will have played that golf course on PlayStation, on Tiger Woods games, on Rory McIlroy games, on the PGA Tour games over the years. It's been a staple desert golf course option for a number of years. Whether you've known you've played it or not, you probably have had a go at it. So let's have a look at the betting while we talk through. I've got some picks coming in, so if you've made your picks already and you know what they are, stick them in the chat. If not, we're going to have the betting coming up. So focusing on that first page, first of all, Abraham Answer is the top player this week, which just goes to prove how far his golf has come in the last 12 to 18 months. He has been superb. Obviously got Victor Hovland, Scheffler, Matsuyama, Koepka, Burns, Zalatoris. There's plenty of good names in there. On a personal note, it's good to see Patrick Reed back after his illness. Good to see Matthew Wolff coming back into the tour again. Haven't seen him for a little while. So plenty of good names to pick from in there. So we'll just go through each page of the betting while we go through some of the picks. So Marcus Lee coming in here with Dominic Rose picks. Sam Burns 5, Kevin Na 5, Webb Simpson 5, and Cameron Piercy, Scott Piercy, isn't it? 85. So an interesting way to divide up his 100 points in there. And obviously, you can divide your 100 points however you like. Glenn's going to go. Is he going to go all-in club again? I don't know. It will be very interesting. The all-in club is a definite risk-reward option. He's saying always. So I was interested. Obviously, Adam went for the 50-50 hedge your bets club, which worked out okay for me last week. And there is some serious value in the bottom end of the field. Daddy Trett is in the chat. Mr. Trett, congratulations for finding your way into the chat. That's fantastic. Harris English, Cameron Triangle, Ian Poulter, and yes, Camilo Villegas. Daddy Trett, thank you. Awesome to have you in the chat today. And I'm taking some pride in the fact that the first week that Adam isn't here, you are here in the chat. James Peck, here he is, 50 on Sanjay Im and 50 on Garrick Higo. Excellent. Love those picks. Again, another 50-50 hedge your bets club from Stephen Phillips going Brooks Koepka and Victor Hovland. I'm going to go for a triple threat this week. I'm going to go the triple threat option. Now, many of you will know who my first pick is. It is someone I hold very dear to my heart. And Glenn Taylor, I had realised that, and he is my second pick. In fact, let's give him my first pick, Glenn. So King Kang, Sung Kang is my first pick, not the person that I hold dear to my heart. I'm sure a lot of you know who my second pick is going to be. It is, of course, the Argentinian heartthrob. It is Emiliano Grillo. So Emiliano Grillo and Sung Kang for me are my two outsider picks. I'm going to go 30 and 30 on both of those. Am I going to go 30 and 30? Yes, I am. 30 and 30 on both of those. And then I'm going to go 40 on Scotty Scheffler. So very short odds, but he really impressed me in the Ryder Cup. I have to say, watching the opening ceremony, Scotty Scheffler, I didn't think he wanted to be there. I honestly didn't think he knew what to do. It didn't seem like he felt comfortable in that environment. But once you got him on the golf course, wow, did he play? He was just awesome. And him and Bryson formed a really, really good alliance, really good partnership, and they just flourished. So yeah, for me, 40 points Scotty Scheffler, 30 points Sun Kang, and 30 points on my dream boat, Emiliano Grillo. So just talking very, very quickly before we move on about the World Long Drive Championships. Now, World Long Drive Championships is something that, you know, people like me, I do tune in to the live streams. I have tuned in over the last few years. Carl Berkshire, for me, is someone who has definitely transformed that sport. He's made an image for himself, and he's obviously with his guys, the GM golf guys that he's kind of was in alliance with, and now they're kind of broken up a little bit. He's made a personality for himself. But Bryson, my goodness me, what a showing Bryson DeChambeau had. Bearing in mind, Bryson is a PGA Tour player. Yes, he has worked so hard on improving distance, but he's obviously also worked super hard on his short game, on his pitching and his putting and everything else over the last year. So to stand up there and to take it to guys that just practice and just focus on long drive, that's all those guys do. They just work on speed. Bryson, of course, has put a focus on speed, but he's also worked on other things. And for him to go 417 yards to qualify to be in the top 8 in the world long drive championships, hats off, Bryson. Whatever you think about him, that is awesome. Kieran Headley, you're off. See you later. Thank you very much for tuning in. Okay, he's doing it. Glenn Taylor is doing it. King Kang all-in club. It's a risk. It's a risk, Glenn, especially as I've got him in my selection too. Richard Hodge is going for his almost namesake Hoagie for 100 points all-in club as well. There's a lot of all-in clubs again. That's fantastic. Right, here we go. The reigning champion, Kieran Headley, is in. Patton Kizzire, Harry Higgs, Hudson Swafford, and Bill Haas, 25 points each. Bill Haas obviously played a lot of tour golf. Very, very, very experienced tour golfer. And yeah, who's to say? He knows how to get it done. He's not been in the greatest of forms, particularly no wins to speak of recently. But yes, definitely one who can do it. Oh, sorry, I thought you said you. I just read "Gotta Go," but you know, gotta go for people who've done you good in the past. Yes, good. Sorry to say goodbye. It's all very difficult when you're on your own, trying to completely read messages. Make sure that the live stream is still connected, and yeah, it's quite stressful on your own. This, but I think I'm just about holding the fort. Okay, considering I'm using a dodgy old webcam, and I'm on my own. I'm doing okay. So yes, that's pretty much it for this week. There's quite, because I was my original pick for Kieran, for Glenn. Oh, interesting, Glenn. Are you gonna rue that? Are you gonna change your mind? You have time to change your mind before now and Thursday morning, Thursday afternoon. No, that's not Patton screwed. No, not now. Not if Glenn hasn't picked him. I think if Glenn hasn't picked him, you're right in there, Kieran. If Adam had picked him, then you would definitely be screwed, 100%. And seemingly Ryan and me as well. We're not, despite sort of probably taking quite a lot of focus each week on the golf, we are not the best at picking people. I've certainly had a real dry spell over the last few months or so, having come out pretty well. And I used to do okay back in the day. Thank you, doing a good job. Thank you very much. You can't change from King Kang, no. No, we can't change from King Kang. Definitely not. So, what is going on this week? Adam has a video coming out for Project Win. I have some Project Left videos coming out. And there's a really exciting thing happening on Friday. Adam alluded to it briefly. But Adam and I are both competing in the Suffolk PGA Pros Championships at Royal Worlington Golf Club. It is renowned as one of the best 9-hole courses in the country, nigh in the world, for 9-hole golf courses. It's obviously a professional event, so therefore there's no handicap. I'm obviously playing left-handed, and it's obviously 36 holes. So 36 holes around a 9-hole course. I've never played there before, so I'm going to be using the front 9 as a warm-up, as a tester for course knowledge, because I'm going to get to play it 3 times again. I'd love to break 80 both times. I'd love to break 80 at least once. That's my goal. And if breaking 80 twice beats another professional, my goodness, that would be a dream come true. But just to go there, to play left-handed, to have a good showing for myself, not to blow myself out and go crazy high score, just to keep it solid and do what I can. That's going to be my goal. Really looking forward to it. Adam and I are playing together in a 2-ball out first, so hopefully there should be an opportunity to get plenty of content for you guys. Obviously don't want to put Adam off because he is obviously trying to win the event, but we do have a couple of very, very good players in the field, including Sam Forgan, who qualified for the British Open this year, Lawrence Dodd, who has played European Tour, and Andy Cotton, who Marcus Lee in the chat will know as an excellent playing professional, plays a lot of golf. So it's going to be hard work. Right, so here we go. So the two boys haven't had too much of a dry spell. No, them boys haven't. Right, so what are we in? Marcus Lee here. Neiman, 50 points. Sig, 25. And the ping answer, 25 points on Abraham Answer. Interesting. Swanton's in the chat. Swanton, how are you, sir? 25 each on Kevin Nahr, T. Gala, Molinari, and Abraham Answer. Interesting. Nice selection of picks there. Are we hoping that Molinari is going to be coming back into some form? Be really good to see him do something good, especially in America where he hasn't necessarily had the best of times. So yeah, to see him do well would be fantastic. Nice to see you in the chat, Ben. There's some fantastic picks. Thank you to everybody who has been in here. It's so good to have the fantasy back. I do enjoy it. It gives me something to keep an eye on the tour. It makes the tour so much more interesting for me. So yeah, so like I say, I'm so excited for the PGA Pros Championships at Worlington on Friday. 36 holes playing with Adam. It will be fantastic. So nice for the PGA guys of Suffolk to put Adam and I out together. They didn't have to do it. But yeah, to put us out playing together will be great because we haven't played a lot of golf together over the last year, and with his impending incoming child, whether that gives us more chance to play golf, it seems unlikely. But it will be great to get out there and play some competitive stuff with Adam. Try and pit myself against him, see if I can hang on to his coattails for as long as possible. And of course, the most important thing for me is it's 2 more rounds towards my left-handed handicap. So my left-handed handicap at the moment is 8.4 index. I'm really pleased that it is in single figures. It's not quite 7.9, which would mean that I played off 9 at Bury St Edmunds. So still, to me, there's always that dilemma, and I'd be interested to hear your guys' thoughts in the chat. When someone says what's your handicap, what should we be telling them? Should we be talking about our index, which is a staple across the board measurement that everybody knows, or should it be what our playing handicap is round our home course? I don't know. I don't know the answer to that. I kind of lean towards index because it's always going to be lower, and I think when you speak to guys in the States, guys in Europe, they often will tell you their index, and especially when you hear these pros who are off scratch, who are off 1, they are talking about, these celebrities, they are definitely talking about their handicap index. And obviously their playing handicap is so variable depending on what golf course you go to, and of course your playing handicap or your course handicap at your home golf course isn't necessarily what you play off in competition, because obviously in competitions you then divide it by 95%. So the more I talk to myself about it, sat here in the cold, hearing the wind whistling in behind me, I think it probably is index. So maybe I am a single figure golfer. Maybe I should be more confident in my ability than I think. So yeah, I think we're going to go for index if nobody else has any other thoughts in the chat. What we got going on here? Enjoy it. You'll both smash it. Hopefully we will both smash it. It'd be amazing if Adam could come out really near the top, and I could just do myself proud and just show people that, you know, this left-handed thing isn't just a joke, that I can actually do it. I know that I can do it. It's just about performing. Last time was the loss against you and Marcus. Yes, that was. Never going to let him forget that, Glenn. No, Glenn shouldn't ever let me forget that. I think when you watch the tape back, I can also hold my head up and say I played pretty well there. I was 2 shots worse than my best ever round left-handed. So I was pretty happy with my showing. It was just one of those days where Glenn played particularly well, and on the holes when Glenn didn't play well, unfortunately Marcus did play well, and that's what a great team does. Glenn obviously had some massive highlights in there with a couple of with his birdie, obviously with a shot, and quite a few pars with shots as well. And then obviously Marcus chipped in with, he didn't chip in, but he pitched into the team with a birdie on the 5th hole and another few good pars with shots. And it just wasn't enough for Adam and I to keep up with. So yeah, there we go. Never change your mind. Cheers, chaps. No. Right, you and Marcus, you did play very, very well. So I think that pretty much wraps us up for tonight. Thank you for joining in with the preview show. As always, get your picks in if you haven't already. You can do them on Facebook. You can do them on YouTube in the comments if you're watching this video back. If you are watching this video back or you're in this live stream and you're not already subscribed, please think about doing so. That would be awesome. Means a hell of a lot to Adam, Ryan, and myself. And as always, thank you, a massive, massive thank you to those Patreons who financially support us in our channel, support what we do. It is awesome for you guys to feel like we give you a justification for what you get back from us for your input every month. It means a hell of a lot. Yes, I hadn't forgotten your birdie, Net Eagle. You did make a gross birdie. Yes, you did, on a shot hole on a par 5. Well done. Congratulations. It was a fantastic birdie, just short of the green in 2, so maybe 80 yards short of the green in 2, pitched up to about 18, 20 foot and then hold one across the green. It was fantastic. And my birdie, my on in 2-putt birdie wasn't good enough for the half on that hole. It was one that we lost. Never mind. We will have a return match very, very soon, Glenn. No doubt. So guys, that's pretty much everything for tonight. Stay tuned to the channel for more stuff. And if we don't see you before, we'll see you next week on the preview show for more fantasy golf fun. Good, was it?